Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and my Diksha Guru, Srila Gaurav Goswami Maharaj, then I have some small interest in this topic, and I've neglected it for a long time. So I thought, let me try and do what Gurudev, he wants of me. He would always like me to speak some high topics, actually. But I would always, I'm fearful. And no. And I remember one time we're in Navri Parigram. And we're speaking on Mahaprabhu. And then I started to speak on Vyogini Radha, Samyogini Radha, and Vishabhanu Nandini. And there were like 10,000 devotees there. Srila Vaman Maharaj was there. And then Srila Vaman Maharaj, he never says anything. What to speak of English is a speak according to your adhikar. You know? And I looked at Gurudev, and Gurudev was just smiling from ear to ear, you know. That somehow I was able to, like a parrot, just repeat. So, like a parrot also, I'm trying to just repeat a few things. So yesterday, we're speaking the verse Prem Ras Niyas Korite Ashwadan. Ragmak Bhakti Loke Korite Pracharan. Rasik Shekha Krishna Parama Karun Edu Hetu Hoite Ucha Uttama. That Krishna, he wants to Ashwadan, he wants to taste Prem Ras Niyas. That what is this Prem Ras Niyas that he wants to taste? And then we started to go into the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kirisho Vanayeva Swadyo Yena Bhuta Madhurima Kirisho Vamadiya Sokyam Chashat Mat Anubhavatak Kirisham Veti Lophat Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachigava Sindhu Harindu. That Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, that Krishna, he wants to understand what is the Mahima, the glories, the greatness of the love of Srimati Radhika. Swadyo Yena Bhuta Madhurima Kirisho Vamadiya. That Krishna, he is full of all sweetnesses, especially Charamaduri, his four Maduris. Venu Maduri, Rup Maduri, what are the other two? Lila Maduri and Prem Maduri, sometimes said Guni Maduri. So he is full of these Maduris, and he is also attracted, and even so much liking his own Maduris. But he wants to understand how these Maduris are tasted by Ashroy, those who are lovers, not he who's Vishoy, the beloved. And Sokyam Chashadmat Anubhavatak Kirisham Veti Lophat Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachigava Sindhu Harindu. Sokyam Chashad. That Radharani, in tasting the sweetness of Krishna, she desires no happiness. But still, when observing those sweetnesses, then so much anand is coming to her. And the beauty that she's manifesting and the happiness that she's manifesting, this pleases Krishna so much that his sweetnesses also increase. And here there's a competition. And Krishna, he wants to understand what is that within the heart of Srimati Radharani. Though I am Punanand, full of all happiness, but the happiness of Radharani by far defeats me. So then, before going into that verse, this verse is the topic. But then we discussed who is Radha. And we quoted Radha Krishna Pranoy Vrikriti Ladini Shakti Asmad Ikat Manav Api Bhuvi Puram Vedam Toto. That Radha, she is look at that. I've been looking for this verse all day. All right. Radha Krishna Pranoy Vrikriti. Radha, she's Krishna Pranoy. The love of Krishna, Vrikriti Ladini, that love which is within his heart, Ladini Shakti. And that Ladini Shakti, it manifests from his heart, manifests as Srimati Radhika. I explain. We have a lot more people, devotees here today. Those who were not here yesterday, did you see the classes or not? The class? No. Okay. So, in brief, Radha Krishna Pranoy Vrikriti Ladini Shakti Asman. That Ladini Shakti, which is within the heart of Srimati Radhika, that it has two aspects, Murt and Amurt. That when it is within Krishna's heart, did I say the heart of Radhika? When it is within Krishna's heart, it is Amurt, without form. And when that manifests externally, then it is Murt. It is Srimati Radhika. Gurudev, he gives the example that Srimati Radhika, that Krishna, he is in Vansi Bhat, and he is desiring Vilas. And from his left side manifests one very beautiful, extraordinarily beautiful Kishori, and with deep anurag, Ra, with deep love. She's running towards him, Davati, Da, Radha. So that Kishori with deep anurag, who's running towards him and calling Krishna, 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 with tears in her eyes, overwhelmed with praying, this is Radha. Anayo Radhato Nunam Bhagavan Hari Ishwaraha. That is Radha Krishna Pranoy Vrikriti Ladini Shakti Agna. Ekatmanav Api Bhuvi. I don't think I covered this. Ekatma. That Radha and Krishna, are they okay? Only those who I ask, please. Are they two persons? Are they two souls or one? One soul. So y'all are, I can't trick this crowd. Ekatmana, Ekatma, Api Bhuvi. But for Lila Vilas, Puram Deham Gatoto, they've assumed two bodies. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he's explained Radha Krishna Eka Atma Dui Deha Dari Ananye Vilasa Rasa Ashwadana Kori. Radha Krishna are one and the same, but they've assumed two bodies. Thus, Ananya Vilas Rasa Ashwadana Kori, they enjoy each other, tasting mellows of prem. Sei Duyeka Ebe Chaitanya Gosani Rasa Ashwadite Donye Hurla Eka Tani. Now, to enjoy Ras, they have appeared in one body as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he continues. Radha Puna Shakti Krishna Puna Shakti Man Dvivas Dubeda Nahi Shastra Brahman. That she Radha, she is Shakti, the full power, and Krishna is possessor of full power, Shakti Man. The two, Dvivastu, Bed, difference, Nai. They are not different, as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. So then we started to explain that for this that Radharani, she is Ladini Shakti, and that Ladini Shakti, Ladini Sa Prem, Prem Sa Bhav, Bhavera Paramakashta. What is it? Anybody know this verse? Nam Mahabhav, Mahabhasaru, Sri Radha Thakurani, Savagunakani Krishna, Kanta Shiromani. That Ladini Sa Prem. The essence of this Ladini Shakti is Prem. But I explained that this Prem, which is coming from the heart of Srimati Radhika, that it manifests in this material world in the most essential, most minute aspect of Shraddha. Shraddha Shakti Vishwas Kohe Sujida Nishtoy Krishna Bhakti Kole Sava Kama Krita Hoy. That when one has, by mercy of Guru and Sadhus, one who has that mood, Shraddha Shakti Vishwas Kohe, that very firm, determined, unflinching mood, that in my life I have nothing else to do but to serve the divine couple Radha and Krishna. Radha Shraddha Shakti Vishwas Kohe Sudhidana Choy Krishna Bhakti Kole Sava Kama Kritoy. That by this everything will be fulfilled. One who has this faith, this is Shraddha, according to Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. This Shraddha, it develops through the stages of Bhakti, Ado Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, association with devotees, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. We discussed. Then this Prem, it goes also, it has its different stages. Just like the sugar cane, it has its different stages of development. So Prem has the stages of Sneha. We explain Sneha, which is deep affection. First we explain what is Prem, that when there is a relationship between Prema Shroy and Prem Vishoy, between lover and beloved, and no matter what happens in that relationship, the relationship is unbreakable, is eternal, it's immutable. This is Prem. Rather than that relationship extinguishing, the relationship becomes even more deep. When that Prem intensifies, then there's Sneha, affection, very deep affection. This deep affection is symptomized by Chit Deepanam, that the light, with the light of Prem within the heart, is now shining very, very brightly, and there's an intense love. And Chit Deepanam and Hridoy Dravayam, that the heart, it becomes melted. These are the primary symptoms. The secondary symptom is that in this state of Sneha, there is a ever increasing satiation of the love. Just by remembering the beloved, by touching the beloved, by seeing the beloved, that this is increasing and increasing. And we gave so many examples. And when we explained that Sneha, there's Grita Sneha, Madhu Sneha, Ghee Sneha, and Honey Sneha. And then the Pranoy. And state of Pranoy is when that Sneha increases, that then there becomes Vishram Bhav, where there's no more any kind of shyness between the lover and beloved, and they're like one. There's profound intimacy. And Sneha Man Pranoy Rag, a deep attachment that even in the face of so much difficulty and situations that would bring so much pain, but the beloved is only feeling increasing and increasing bliss due to the deep attachment to Shyam Sundar. And I gave the example of Srimati Radhika. She's going to meet Krishna in Govardhan Hill, and it's midday. The rocks are so hot, you put water, it will just evaporate immediately. But she's walking with her very, very soft feet on these sharp rocks and pebbles, and she's not feeling any in her heart because she's so much absorbed in her upcoming meeting with Shyam Sundar. She's feeling total anand. And then this sneha, rag, and then anurag, and nava navaya manam, that the lover is viewing the beloved in newer and newer sweetnesses, and is increasing and increasing to the point where Srimati Radhika, she is seeing Krishna, and she's even asking, "Oh Lalite, that I saw Krishna, but who is this I saw him and he was very sweet and looking very sweet." And Lita said, "Hey, I've just put Krishna's hand on your hand, he's there with you." Or she sees a picture of Chitra has done of Krishna, and so beautiful, and her heart completely goes to it. And then she hears somebody chanting names of Krishna, and she becomes completely enthralled. And just the name says that just the name appearing on the pathway of her ear, that she becomes choked. She's trembling. She becomes stunned and fainted. And then she hears a flute sound, and she goes to Vishaka, Saki, and says, "Oh Vishaka, oh Saki, that I have become Kalankini. I've become unchaste. Why? Because my heart is only for Shyam. He's my Prananath. But now I saw this very beautiful painting by Chitrasaki, and just seeing that painting, my heart is melted and is captured by heart. That just hearing some names, that these names went into my ear and went into the courtyard of my heart, and it captured me, and I became stunned. And now I'm locked, I cannot let go." And I heard one flute, and I was ready to leave everything and go to the person playing flute. I become completely chaste to 3D. Vishal said, "Hey, all those three were Shyam Sundar. You have not become chaste. This is Anurag." So this is where we left off yesterday. So, one bhajan. Do not Radha Padma. No, other one.
The beginning of the night.
Thank you. We forgot about that one.
Especially when you're trying to describe her soft feet, like those words are in the song.
We're coming. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. Can I finish between 9 and 9:30? 9:30? Huh? Okay. Oh, Mike is working?
Yeah, hello.
Actually, this class, just an outline. I will not even come close to finishing the Mahima. Just that, but when I come back.
102.
I'll come back soon.
Radhika Charana Padma Sakala Shreya Satma Radhika Charana Padma Sakala Shreya Satma Jata Ne Jaya Radha
one who has failed to worship with great care Srimati Radhika's lotus feet, which is the treasure house of all auspiciousness, who has not taken shelter of the abode called Sri Vrindavan, which is decorated with the imprints of Sri Radha's lotus feet.
And who in this life has not associated with the devotees of Srimati Radhika, whose moods are deep and grave, and whose heart is extremely sober? How will such a person ever experience the bliss of bathing in the ocean of Aras, of ecstatic love for Sri Shyam Sundar? Please understand this most carefully.
Srimati Radhika is the Acharya of Ujjwal Ras, the resplendent mellows of amorous love. The pure praying between Radha and Madhav is meant to be contemplated and discussed.
Those who place Srimati Radhika's lotus feet in their hearts and worship them with great care, they obtain the priceless jewel of Krishna's lotus feet.
Without the lotus feet of Sri Radha, one can never attain Sri Krishna. All the Vedic scriptures declare that Sri Krishna belongs to the maidservants of Radha.
Relinquishing wealth, followers, wives, sons, and friends, and giving up materialistic activities and speculative knowledge, one should become absorbed in the sweetness of seva to Sri Radha's lotus feet. This is Bhakti Vinod's conviction.
So in this anurag, this is said to be the sthayi bhav of Srimati Radhika, means that this is her permanent emotion. And from this platform of this sthayi bhav, or platform of anurag, then she's experiencing Ruda Bhav, Ruda Mahabhav, Adiruda Mahabhav, Modan Mahabhav, Mohan Mahabhav, Madanakya, even Sneha, Man, Pranay, all from this platform of Anurag. So, in Anurag Dasa, in this state or stage of Anurag, then there's a stage called Prem Vaichitya. Gurudev, he would speak on this Prem Vaichitya. And sometimes giving his Harikatha, he would explain that in separation, Srimati Radhika, she is going to a tamal tree, and in this state of ecstasy, she is seeing that that tamal tree is Shyam Sundar, and she's embracing, say, oh Shyam, where have you been? Also, she's seeing some clouds resembling the complexion of Shyam, and she's chastising, oh Shyam, I know where you've been. I know you've been in Sakistali, and now you're coming. You lampat. And Krishna's looking, and he's seeing the Mahima, the glories of Srimati Radharani's love. And he's thinking, my praying, it's never like that. In separation from Srimati Radhika, I never chastise white tree. I never chastise a tree, a kadamba tree. I never chastise a kadamba tree. My praying never goes like that. So he's marveling. We're speaking Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, the glories of the love of Srimati Radhika. Also in the stage of Prem Vaichitya, Srimati Radharani, she's with Krishna in Prem Sarovar. This is in between Varshana and Nandagam. And there, Radharani is sitting on the lap of Krishna. And buzzing around the lotus face and feet of Srimati Radhika. And Madhu Mangal, he comes with a stick and he chases the bumblebee and says, hey, Madhusudan now is gone. And though Srimati Radhika, she's sitting on the lap of Krishna in his embrace, but just hearing that person who's very expert in tasting madhu, the sweet honey, from the gopis. She's thinking Madhusudan, that he's gone. And then she melts. She starts to cry. And her melted mood, Krishna's sitting on her lap and just being affected by the prem vaichitya, that in meeting this mood of separation is overwhelming. Then Krishna also, his heart melts. And Radha and Krishna, from their tears, then it forms upon Prem Sarovar. So, this state, Anurag, is explained I'll read from Jaiva Dharma. When Anurag, in its ultimate state, in the form of Yavadashraya Vritti. In fact, I'll bring Jaiva Dharma, because I heard that the 7th chapter of Shikshastakam explains it a little bit different. So I'll read from here. Goswami speaking. My dear child, my acquaintance with Vrajras is utterly insignificant. Where am I? And where is the description of the supremely elevated Mahabhav? Goswami, he's living in the Dham. He's chanting his 2-3 lakhs every day, crying. Spurti's coming, and he's saying, where is Mahabhav? Where am I? And so where are we? And where am I? Where's Mahabhav? Nevertheless, I am speaking on the strength of merciful Shiksha that I have received from Srila Rupa Goswami and Pandit Goswami. You should realize that by their mercy alone, I can say something in accordance with Sri Rupa Goswami's specifications. When Anurag, now you have to really listen very carefully, when Anurag, in the form of Yavat Ashraya Vritti, attains the condition of Swayam Vedya Dasa. So from Yavat Ashraya Vritti is okay, it's going to explain. So when Anurag, in the form of Yavat Ashraya Vritti, when that attains the condition of Swayam Vedya Dasa, apparently in Shikshastakam is saying the opposite. That there's first the Swayam Vedya Dasa and then there's Yavat Ashraya Vritti. That's why I'm reading to you directly what's there. And becomes manifest, prakashita, then it is called Bhav or Mahabhav. So now he's going to explain it a little bit more detail. Srimati Radhika Ji is a Shoy of Anurag. Everybody knows what is a Shoy? Okay. And Krishna is Vishoy. Radharani is lover, Krishna is beloved. Ashroy, Vishoy. Sri Nandanandan, in his Shringhar form, is the ultimate limit of Vishoy Tattva. And Sri Radhaji is the ultimate limit of Ashroy Tattva. This means that Sri Krishna alone is the supermost Vishoy of Anurag. And Srimati Radhaji is the supermost Ashroy. Here it says, their Anurag is Staibhav. Their Staibhav, their permanent emotion is Anurag. When that Anurag reaches its ultimate limit, it is called Yavat Ashraya Vritti. Okay? So when Anurag, it comes to this highest limit in Anurag, Yavat Ashraya Vritti. In that condition, then it attains the Swayam Vedya Dasa, that condition that's only completely realized by that special beloved. Who's that special beloved? The gopis. At that time, Anurag is illuminated by the bhavs such as Sudipta. So, basically, when speaking of the ratis, you have three ratis. Sadarani rati, Samanjasa rati, and Samata rati. Very quickly. Sadarani rati is the love of Kubja. It has some of her own desires in there. It is not completely, it's not selfless. It's said to be general praying. Though very rare, it is like a jewel. And then the love of the queens of Dwarka, then that's called Samanjasa rati. This Samanjasa rati is said to be Chintamani, jewel. It is more rare, more special, but it is not completely competent. Why? Because this Samanjasa rati, it also has some personal interests, and in this Samanjasa rati, there is Swakirba, the husband and wife. But when you come to the stage of Swayam Veda Dasya, then only Samata rati, which is the rati, the praying of the gopis in Vraj, only this can rise to the stage of Mahabhav. Others cannot. So Mahabhav is the
Samartha.
Samartha. Did I say Samartha? No?
Yeah, that's the.
So this Samartha rati, this is the position that the Vraj gopis they can have, not any queens of Dwarka. So So then Goswami, he gives a very beautiful example of what is Mahabhav. He says, Radaya Bhavatas Charchita Jatuni Swadya Vilapya Kramad Yunjan Adri Nikunja Kunjara Pate Nirduta Veda Brahman Chitraya Swayam Anvaranjat Iha Brahmanda Hamodare Byobi Navaraga Hingula Barai Shringra Karakriti. This is quoted in Ujjwala Nilamani. That Sri Radha and Krishna, they're continually enjoying their loving play in the Nikunjas. Vrinda Devi, having realized the excellence of their anurag, says to Krishna, O Sham, O king of mad elephants, you who sports in the groves on Govardhan Hill, there's an accomplished artist of the name Sringaras, Kamdev. And upon the fire generated from the heat of your two bhavs, the two bhavs of Radha and Krishna, he has slowly melted your hearts and made them one. This describes him as Maha. How Anurag, it reaches its limit and enters into Mahabhav. Then mixing that with profuse quantities of kumkum and your ever-fresh rag, he is painting an astonishing picture upon the inner walls of the great temple of the universe. Now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gives a commentary on this shloka. He says, Nirjut Be Brahman. That means that Shringaras has taken the two forms of Radha and Krishna and melted them into one, where there's no more any differentiation. There's no more duality. And then the grand temple of the universe, this refers to Yavat Ashraya Vritti. That on the wall or on the platform of Yavat Ashraya Vritti, which means that state of anurag, which is so exalted, then Shringaras Kamdev has painted a very, very beautiful picture. This painting indicates the condition of prakashita that he's manifesting. So when these Rasmoy Leelas, which are painted on the canvas of Yavat Ashray Vritti, when it reaches its culmination, then what is that? Swayam Veda Dasya. This is according to Jayavadana. And also, same thing is there in Ujjvala Nilamani, exactly the same. And that's Swayam Veda Dasya, it becomes manifest in stage of Mahabhav. So this Mahabhav is extremely rare. It is only experienced by the Vraj Gopis headed by Srimati Radhika. The queens of Dwarka, they have Swakiya Bhav, and their Rati is Samanjasarati, I've just explained. They are bound by regulations of marriage. So this Samanjasarati is not competent to attain Mahabhav. In Vraj, Parakya Bhav is prominent. And in Vraj, Rati is Samatarati. So this fully competent, and it is fully competent and capable, and it develops fully up to Mahabhav. There are two types of Mahabhav, Ruda Mahabhav and Adiruda Mahabhav. Get it? Okay, one by time. Let it digest. Which one?
Shri Krishna Virahe.
Shri Krishna Virahe. What page?
117.
You want to read the translation before or after? Before? Okay.
I am absolutely unable to tolerate Sri Radhika's pitiable condition when she is suffering in separation from Sri Krishna. But I am fully prepared to immediately give up my life for the sake of their happy reunion.
If I were to renounce Radhika's lotus feet for even an instant, I would become totally devastated. For Radhika's sake, I would tolerate the agony of death hundreds of times.
When shall I attain the service of Sri Radha's lotus feet? O residents of Raj, when will you be merciful to me and take me into that forest of virtue?
O Vilas Manjari, Ananga Manjari, and Sri Rup Manjari, lift me up and bring me close to your lotus feet, thus granting me the ultimate perfection. Is this on?
Shri Krishna Virahe Radhikara Rasa Amito Sahitena 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 Jugala Nila Sukira Kara Jivana Charite Jugala Nila Sukira Kara Jivana Charite
You don't need it? So, in Ujjain and Lamani, this thing, no, they work.
Is it on?
Pass me down. So in Ujjain and Lamani, Srila Rupa Goswami is given a very astonishing and very beautiful description of the Mahabhav of gopis. He says, during the Ras dance, the gopis manifested a nectar river of praying for Krishna. So the gopis are in the Ras dance, but permeating on the banks of the Yamuna, Vamsivat. On the side of the Yamuna is another river, is the Prem Ras river, which is being created by the gopis. He said the sound of the gopis' voices when they're dancing, choked with ecstasy, is like the broken cooing of the awakening of swans in the river. He said the gopis' trembling motions, whilst in the hands of Krishna, manifesting so many bhavs, these are the waves and whirlpools of that river. The gopis' bodily hairs, standing up with happiness, are the playful fish in that river. And the gopis' tears are the currents of this river of praying during the Ras dance. The gopis becoming stunned with joy is the cooling spray that's going here and there in that river. And the gopis' transcendental bliss are the lotus flowers that grow in that river. So, in Ruda Mahabhav, it has anubhavs. One symptom of Ruda Mahabhav is that even a second of separation is intolerable for the gopis. Even a second. And what is that second? That when the eyes, they blink, they find this intolerable. And this bhav, we talked of prem vaichitya. This is called vaichitya vipralamba. That just that moment separation is just breaking their hearts. It says even in meeting, there's a feeling of being separated. And even a moment's separation is intolerable. So the example is given in Kurukshetra. Krishna, he left Vrindavan. He went to Mathura. And from Mathura he went to Dwarka. When he left Vrindavan, he promised the gopis that I'll be back. But 3 days passed, Sham, he didn't come back. 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, and the gopis, though they're past the point of giving up their bodies, but they have one ashabandha, one hope, and that's Krishna promise that he will come back. It's like the viraha, the heat of separation, was so scorching that the example is that in a lake, the water has been completely dried up in the heat of the sun. And the turtles, how do they survive? They go in the mud. And that mud represents hope, Ashabandha, that Krishna said, I will come back. So this separation went for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years plus. And Krishna, he did not come back. Then there was the Surya Grahan, solar eclipse. And that time Krishna, along with so many kings, they were to go to Kurukshetra at this auspicious time. And then the Brishbasis, they decided that yes, we will also go there. Srimati Radhika and the gopis, they also went. And at that time, you know in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's explained that when Krishna, Balaram, they heard that the Brijbasis had come, immediately Krishna and Balaram, they ran towards Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba. Krishna, he jumped on the lap of Mother Yashoda, and similarly Balaram, he ran into the embrace of Nanda Baba. Finally, Mother Rohini, he was able to get Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda, and also especially Devaki. There was a whole discussion with Mother Devaki. And then Krishna, he knew that there were some Brijbasis who their separation had gone to the highest peak. There, he went out of the tent and he saw Srimati Radhika, Lalita, Vishaka, Tungavidya, Sudevi, Ranga Devi, so many gopis, and they were standing there. And in Srimad Bhagavatam it explains, Gopyas to Krishnam Upalabhya tirada bistam Yat prekshane drishishu pakshma Kritam sapanti. This thing's gone off again. How possible? Okay, it's on again. Dribiridi kritamanam Parirabhya savas Tadbhavamapu apinitya Yujam durapam. The gopis, they saw their beloved Krishna at Kurukshetra after very long separation. And seeing their Krishna, but now, no flute, no peacock feather, no goat vesh, but he's dressed as a king. But still, with the ropes of love, they tied Krishna and they brought him through their eyes and they embraced him in their hearts and they held him there and they became stunned. Krishna, he was standing in front. E Radhe, E Lalite, E Vishake. At that time, the gopis, they cursed the Creator for creating eyelids that interfere with their vision. So, just the fact that they were blinking their eyes, they said, what kind of creator is this? That's creating these eyes with eyelids that is affecting our darshan of Krishna. That, oh Lord Brahma, he does not know how to create. That this is one of the anubhavs. That they cannot even tolerate a second. Another is that those who were witnessing the devotees, Srimati Radhika, Lalita, who were in this stage of Ruda Mahabhav, that just witnessing, their hearts also become churned and they become very, very greedy. Example, that when Krishna was meeting with the gopis, then Maharaj Yudhisthira, he knew. The queens of Dwarka especially, they've heard of the gopis and they've heard of Srimati Radhika. And from a distance, they were observing. And they became completely overwhelmed just seeing the loving relationship between Krishna and the gopis. In Ujjvala Nilamani, it's explained that during this time, some women commented, means the queens of Dwarka, as follows: see how the waves of the gopis' love for Krishna are drawing everyone. They make the heads of the great Kuru kings reel, and they make all the beautiful girls in the heavenly planets waver in their chastity. These waves of the gopis praying are now splashing against the transcendental handsomeness of Sri Krishna. So in Gaga Samhita, it's explained very, very beautifully that the queens of Dwarka, hearing of the glories of Srimati Radhika, that at this auspicious pilgrim site of Siddha Ashram, all 16,108 queens were there, headed by Rukmini and Satyabhama. The Brijbasis were present. So after all the pilgrims had arrived, they set up their tents in their designated areas. The queens again approached Krishna and expressed one desire. What was that? We want to meet Srimati Radhika. They've heard of Srimati Radhika, and now they're seeing not only Srimati Radhika, but the praying exchange between Srimati Radhika and Krishna. They're thinking, because they were thinking, why is it that Krishna, even though he is on our laps, and we're so beautiful, so gorgeously dressed, but he's calling, hey Radhe, and he's fainting. So they're just village girls. What, they have some yadu, they have some black magic that they're doing. What have they got? And then now they're seeing the gopis, and they're seeing Srimati Radhika. They're saying, oh, we want to meet them. So all the gopis were extremely pleased to see their guests. Srimati Radhika especially extended her special hospitality towards the queens. She said, Chandro yataiko bahas chakura, suryo yataiko bahavat dahasihu. Shri Krishna Chandro Bhagwan Asto Taiko Bhakto Bhagidnyo Bahavo Bayamcha. Srimati Radhika said, oh sisters, just like the moon is one, but the chakor birds are many, and the sun is one, but the eyes which you behold the sun are many, in the same way our beloved Sri Krishna is one, but his devotees are many. The queens, speaking with Srimati Radhika, they became charmed by Srimati Radhika. By her physical features, her beauty, her personal qualities, the way she was dealing with all of them so sweetly. So they brought Srimati Radhika back to their place, and they wanted to discuss even more intimately. With Lord Krishna's approval, after the evening meal, Rukmini personally lovingly served some hot milk to Srimati Radhika. So after having many very nice exchanges, affectionate exchanges, and taking the hot milk, Srimati Radhika, she returned to her own camp. Then that evening, Rukmini, she was massaging the lotus feet of Krishna. But she noticed that there were blisters. His lotus feet were burnt. And she asked, why do you have these burn blisters on your feet? He wouldn't say. The other queens came, and they persisted. Why do you have these burn blisters? Then finally Krishna relented. He said, look, I'm always in the heart of Srimati Radhika. That Srimati Radhika has bound me in her heart. And no matter where I am, I can never escape. So when you gave her that hot milk, you didn't cool it down. But she was so polite that she just drank it anyway. And it went and it burnt my feet in her heart. And when the queens heard this, then they just bowed down and Lord Speed of Srimati Radhika and Krishna understood that her praying is by far superior. This is the praying of Srimati Radhika. Srimati Radhika ki jai. So, another symptom of Ruda Mahabhav is that one kalpa, one day of Lord Brahma, it passes by just like a moment. In Ujjwala Nilamani, Srila Rupa Goswami, he states, Purnamasi, she's speaking to Nandi Mukhi, and she said, as the Ras dance was performed in the autumn moonlight, the night suddenly became as long as the night of Lord Brahma. But this did not at all surprise the gopis. They remained unaware of the transformation because they were so splashed with the transcendental happiness that for them, this one day of Lord Brahma, it seemed like chick, just like a second flash of lightning. So, you know, in Ras Leela, then Krishna, he's dancing with so many gopis. And the gopis, they're dancing, but Krishna feeling overwhelmed by their praying, then he's holding on to the gopis. Because especially the prema of Srimati Radhika is so powerful that he can faint. So this ecstatic night, it went on for night of Lord Brahma. But because of this Ruda Mahabhav of the gopis, then for them it felt like just a second. Rastas. What time is it?
8:55.
I'll answer. Going?
For them,
Okay.
Majalila?
Huh? No, the other one.
Sakati.
Yeah. Gotta go on? Okay. I'll answer.
Sakati Gopi.
The two.
Or one, maybe one.
Maybe one time? Okay.
Yeah, so
Raja Pipine?
Sakati Gopi?
As you like.
As you like.
What do you want?
The
Huh?
first one, Raja
Raja Pipine. Then if you get inspired, you can go to Sakati.
That's right.
Can we do this and then I'll continue another day. Time is going.
Two for the price of one.
After some time there'll just be three of us.
Page 106.
What is it called?
106.
Maharaja Vipine. Yeah. Maharaja Vipine.
106.
Check.
No, I said that.
Forest of Raj, keep the mic. Along the banks of Yamuna, there are enchanting platforms, beautifully decorated with flowers. Varieties of fruit trees and creepers give satisfaction to the eyes. On them, many birds sing sweetly.
A cooling breeze from the Malay hills blows gently, and a swarm of bumblebees wanders about in search of honey. The full moon of the spring season continually distributes its soothing rays out of love.
At such a time, supreme relisher of nectarian bellows, Muralidhara Sri Krishna, begins the rasa dance. In the midst of millions of lovely cowherd damsels, Sri Hari blissfully dances with Radha.
Singing beautiful songs, the enchantress of Madhava captivates the mind of all living beings. All moving and non-moving beings are enchanted by the chaste Radha, who has defeated the pride of Chandravali.
After turning Raj Kishore's heart, Radharani disappears from the Basanti Ras. Bhakti Vinod foresees trouble. In the absence of Radha, the Rasa dance has now stopped.
This is Vasanti, we're speaking Shardiya, but okay. Next one. I'm pretty much finished. Yeah.
Next page.
Yeah.
Saka Saka Koti Gopi Madhava Ma.
Wait. Let me transition. Millions of lovely cowherd damsels are unable to keep Madhava's attention despite their great endeavor to do so. The flute song calls the name of Radhika. Come here, Esho Radhe, Esho, Esho, petitions Sham. When he goes in search of Sri Radha, the Ras dance comes to a halt, exclaiming, "O Radha, please save my life by giving me your darshan." Khan weeps in the forest.
Embracing Sri Radha and reconciling her with her in a secluded grove, Sri Hari revives his life. He says, "Without you, what is the question of performing Ras? Only because of you do I live and teach."
Weeping at the lotus feet of this Radha, Bhakti Vinod says, "Count me among your personal associates and keep me in the midst."
Satakoti Gopi Madhava Ma Rakhite Nari Lo Kori Jata Satakoti Gopi Madhava Rakhite Nari Lo Kori Jata
So, almost finished. So, in Ras dance, the root above, what was the root above that has brought us to sing about Ras dance? Anybody remember? What is the root above? The Ruda Mahabhav. But what is it? And what is one of the specialities of Ruda Mahabhav? Dealing with the Ras dance. Anybody remember? That one night of Ras dance, it became what?
One night of Brahma.
One night of Lord Brahma.
Oh, wow.
And for the gopis, Srimati Radhika, that one night of Lord Brahma, 4,660,000,000 years. It was like a second. That is Ruda Mahabhav. That's one. is called something like
Yugaitam Nimeshena.
Yugaitam Nimeshena Chakshusa Pravasaitam Sunyaitam. No, but that's different. That's in separation.
But it's the moment in a second.
Yes.
I mean, the eternity in a moment.
Then there's another symptom of Ruda Mahabhav, where the gopis, they're feeling dejected, they're having anxiety that Krishna is undergoing some great inconvenience, even though the actual fact is that Krishna is enjoying greatest pleasure. But their mood is that he's undergoing inconvenience. In the Bhagavatam, it said, Yate sujata charanam bruham stanayeshu Bita sanai priya dadimahi kakasheshu Tenat tavim matasitat vyatate nakamswit Kupadibi brahmati dir bavad ayusam naha. That in the minds of the gopis, they're thinking that Krishna's feet, they're very, very soft, very tender. And we're taking those very soft lotus feet of Krishna and we're putting on our breast. But our breasts are very hard. So they're actually feeling that, oh my God, by putting these soft feet on our hard breasts, then it's going to cause pain for Krishna. Then they continue thinking. They say, but just see, when Krishna's walking on Govardhan, in different parts of Vrindavan, with his very soft feet, then he's walking on these rocks, and they're piercing his feet. How is it possible? They're thinking, maybe when he's walking on the rocks, this is Srila Gaura Maharaj said, that his feet have become hard, and so he's not feeling. And when he's putting his feet on our breasts, then they're soft, and our breasts are hard, and then their minds are reeling, and they're going into dilemma, and they're going into that state of Ruda Mahabhav. They say our minds are agitated by such thoughts. It's tormented as if like a stinging scorpion, because, oh Krishna, you are Pranana, you're our very life. Then, where is it? Another effect of Ruda Mahabhav is that one forgets everything, even oneself, even in the absence of bewilderment. Why? Because when one gets a spurti of Krishna, a little glimpse of Krishna's form, then all bewilderment is removed, right? But the effect of a spurti of Krishna is not only that all moha, all bewilderment is removed, but also one loses awareness of everything else in the entire world, even one's body. So, are you following me? So you get a spurti of Krishna, no more moha, no more illusion. But the nature of that spurti is that then Krishna comes and he takes over your heart, and then not only is there no more bewilderment of the material world, you forget everything about the material world, even your own self. There's one, Nectar of Govinda Leela, Gurudev, one of his first books. There's that pastime where the gopi, what happened?
She saw Krishna and then she
Her in-laws, they told her, be very careful, that make sure you don't see that cheating form of Shyam Sundar, because if you see him, he'll steal everything. He'll steal your heart. So then, when Shyam Sundar, he was going to herd the cows, then she went and she said, oh, forget my in-laws. And she went out and then she went to have a peek of this Shyam Sundar, who she's been hearing about. And Shyam Sundar, he took one calf and very expertly, dexterously, he flung the calf right in front of that young gopi who was behind the hedge. And when he went to get his calf, he just gave her a glance, sidelong glance, and with that look, he completely stole her heart. Then she went and she was completely bewildered. That she was not aware of anything. In-law said, oh, get her to do something useful. Tell her to go to the Yamuna and go get some water. And then she just went to the Yamuna, oblivious of everything. And then, no, she went to well.
Yeah.
She went to a well. And then when she went to go and put the bucket into the well, she had the baby that she was carrying. And she took the rope and tied it around the neck of the baby and started to put the baby down the well. So this is one symptom of Ruda Mahabhav.
Do not try this at home.
So Srila Rupa Goswami, he gives another example. He says, my dear Uddhava, Krishna says, my dear Uddhava, just as great sages in yoga trance merge into self-realization, like rivers merging into the ocean, and are thus not aware of material names and forms, similarly the gopis of Vrindavan were so completely attached to me that within their minds they could not think of their own bodies, nor of this world, nor their future lives. Their entire consciousness was simply bound up with me. In Srimad Bhagavatam, I'll finish here. Finish before 9:30. In Srimad Bhagavatam it's explained that when Krishna, he left Vrindavan and he went to Mathura. Then, like 2-3 months had passed, and he was feeling so much separation from the Brijbasis, the cows, the calves, Vrindavan, and the gopis. He went up to the roof, and he was looking, and he was seeing the Yamuna. And the Yamuna was flowing very, very softly, very sweetly, blackish. Said, and as he was remembering the Brijbasis, he started to cry. That time Uddhava, he was looking for Krishna. And then he went upstairs, he went to the roof, and he saw Krishna crying. And then Uddhava was thinking, how wonderful that everybody, directly or indirectly, is crying for the Supreme Lord. Because Uddhava, he knows that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he said, how wonderful. The Supreme Lord is here crying for his devotees. And Krishna, he looked and he saw Uddhava, and then Uddhava came, and then he took Uddhava's hand and he sat him down next to him. And with tears in his eyes, he said, Gacho Uddhava Vrajas Somyam. Oh Uddhava, please, I want you to go to Vraj. Pichano Pichamavaha. That you go and you give some consolation to my parents. That during this time, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba, they were not eating. They had become completely crazy to the point that Mother Yashoda, she crying, that she became like blind. No cooking, no sleeping. Mother Nanda Baba was irreconcilably in such a way, and Mother Yashoda was worse. Mother Yashoda was much worse. She could not even talk to anybody. He said, Gopiman Mad Viyogadim. That Mat Sadeshe Vimochaya. That in this Viyoga, very, very deep separation of the gopis, I want you to give them a message. He didn't even say, oh, go and console the gopis. He knew that really Uddhava could not even really console his parents. What to speak of the gopis? Gopi prem. He said, no, you just give them this message. Then he said, Taman manaska mat prana. He said to gopis that their minds are completely absorbed in me. That having my association and having me in their hearts, that now there's nothing else but me. Marate Chattadehika said, for my sake, they've abandoned everything. Mam eva daitam prestam. They've abandoned their families, social duties, different regulations in society. They've forgotten about everything. And now they're just completely absorbed in me. Yek chacha lokadamascha marite tam bibramaham. He said, for my sake they have abandoned everything relating to their bodies. They've renounced ordinary happiness in this life, religious duties necessary for such happiness in the next life. I am alone, their dear most beloved. Indeed, I am their very self. Because they have given up everything, and now they're just crying and completely one-pointed, totally one-pointed and forgetful of everything. How will they be maintained? Krishna gives a hint. I am sustaining them. Only I am sustaining them. So here, Srila Rupa Goswami, he's giving this example of the position of the gopis as another state of Rudha Mahabhav. That they've forgotten everything. And now they're maintained only by Krishna. So, we're speaking the moods of Srimati Radhika, her Mahima, the glories, the greatness of Srimati Radhika. But we're just touched up to Rudha Mahabhav. Still there's Adiruddha Mahabhav. Then there's Modan, there's Mohan, there's Madanakya Mahabhav. So Krishna, he's thinking that what is the glory of this love of Srimati Radhika? That if I try to meditate on it, I see that it's 10 million times greater than mine. I become overwhelmed. So how can I find a way? So now to understand more the glories of Srimati Radhika's love, next time, then we'll continue, and then we'll speak of Adiruddha Mahabhav, Modan, Mohan, Madanakya, and then we'll speak of the other two things. Because we're just speaking Shri Radhaya Panaya Mahima Kirishovanayava. What is the greatness, the glory of her love? And then the next is Shri Radhaya Panaya Mahima Kirishovanayava. Swadyo Yena Bhuta Kirishovanayava. What is the sweetness within me that she experiences? So Kem Chashat Man Anubhavat Kirisham. What is the happiness that I feel? So in a few weeks I come back and then we finish. Vanchakapa Turubhischa Kripasan Bhivcha Patitanam Papanidya Vaishnava. One last kirtan. Which one? You pick.
What do you call it?
Ramananda Roy.
Kalayana.
Kalayati Nayanam Dishi Dishi Valitam Pankajali Vamido Maruta Charitam
Kalayati Nayanam
Dishi Dishi Valitam Pankajali Vamido Maruta Charitam Gurudev ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai, Vaishnav Thakur ki Jai, Shri Radha Govind Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai, Bolo Viraj Maharaj ki Jai, Bolo Vrishabhanandini Shrimati Radharani ki Jai, Bolo Jai Jai Shri Radha.
Okay, so we continue next time.
So Marge is leaving tomorrow. If you'd like to give him a little dakshin.
Where? What time? Can I give it to Venmo?
Can you take donations via some app on your phone?
There's this thing where it has the green app with the dollar.
Cash app.
Wait, what's it called?
Cash app.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I give my phone number and then it comes that way, right? Okay.
So if you give us your phone number, we can send you a donation.
786
Keep going.
477 2013. 786 477 2013.
This one, right?
Hari. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Cash app.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, good night.
When will you be
Good.
back?